They want to slow it down a bit. You know,
Sure.
very scoreline conscious from the beginning of the first whistle. How does that impact this game?
Well, you look last year, the highest scoring team in the country were the Crows. So this year, as you mentioned, teams may be sitting back, parking the old green bus, I guess you could say, and
It's a beautiful
and
bus.
trying to put that wall in front of the Crows offense. A lot of goals were scored by balls over the top or through from the winger. So this year you're looking when you have those teams parking the bus or playing more defensive against you, you're looking at that central three and the play going from the back line into that and then out wide and starting your attack. So it'll be a little bit different of a playing style that the Crows are going to have to implement if teams do that.
And lastly, Brooklyn Park native. I mention that because I currently live in Brooklyn Park with my wife and beautiful girls. Whitney Brown playing as a number 9 this evening. That's certainly a key to the mix.
Yes, last year he was deployed on the wing, scored a hat trick against this very Dakota Fusion team at home in Osseo, but he's now having the ability to not use his full tank, dropping back, being on a wing, having to play both sides of the ball, and he can expel all of his energy in the final third.
Now, as we look at the player to watch for tonight, you don't have to go far. It is indeed Whitney Brown. And you mentioned, 6 goals, a couple assists a year ago, but it's a new position, but he still has to offer that same edge and same attacking ability in that mix.
Right. He's always one to make the dynamic run. But now being up top, he'll be asked to play with a little bit more traffic around him. So to see what he can do with those maybe diagonal runs in between the pockets of space, between the center backs or between the outside backs, looking at him to maybe clear out some room for the other players to fill in, it'll be a very big key for him to add this year instead of his sprinter track-like speed that he can just deploy on the wing.
As we look at both teams now, they've taken the field, introductions taking place. Let's chat about the starting lineup and what your Crows are going to look like on the field tonight. And we'll start in net. Played 12 games last season out of UW Superior. He's a veteran to this team. Matt Edor will be in net. And as we look across the back line, we'll start with the guy wearing the armband for the Crows. Aaron Olson, number 2, had a goal last year. Jonah Garcia, actually, speaking of UW Superior, he went there, I believe, with Matt Edor, trained with the Twin Stars a bit last year. Number 5, he's on the back line. Many people will be familiar with Max Kent, number 22. And then another new face, Zuhair Alabasi with the Fusion a couple years ago, so maybe he knows some of these guys. And then VSLT, Viejos Son los Trapos. Best team name to say ever. He was with them last season. And then you mentioned that new look Central 3, and that's Charlie Adams, typically on the back line. Now he's going to be in front of the action. He was an NPSL North defender, all NPSL North a couple of years ago, and he replaces Ian Smith in that spot. Then it's Max Stiegwart, number 7, 4 goals and 5 assists a year ago. And then Samuel Ruiz Plaza there as well. He's number 16. Number 9 out on the left wing, it'll be Justin Oliver, 5 goals, 3 assists last season. This is his second year with the Crows. Will Kidd, one of my favorite players. You know why? Because he only scores game winners. He's big in the clutch. Will Kidd wearing number 12. And then up top, as you mentioned, number 9 will be number 10, Whitney Brown, with those 6 goals a year ago. As now the captains have discussed things with the referees, coin tosses and pleasantries have been exchanged. And your Crows, you had a kit release several weeks ago. I was so excited to see the brand new shirt on these guys, but it's for special occasions.
Yeah, where I come from, Eric, you have to earn the right to wear a Cup jersey. So we're not deploying them for the first game of the season here. We'll have to wait until a potential playoff bid in order to see those.
I understand, but they're looking sharp in the home whites, black shorts, striped socks, and then very, very bright jerseys from the visiting Fusion with the red and the yellow burst-looking colors.
Almost an orange.
It is kind of a burnt orange, isn't it?
Yeah.
I dig it. As they come together and prepare themselves for the contest at hand. It'll be Lucas Billhart, I believe, in net for the Fusion this evening. And very excited, just moments away now as the teams are both on the field ready to get the 2019 season underway. Big thanks, of course. You can read it on the jerseys. Summit Brewing, a big part of bringing you Minneapolis City Crows soccer. In addition, Ride. That's Ride with 2 eyes, by the way.
2 eyes, yep.
Download the app. And then Twin Cities Orthopedics, in the mix, and then Palmer's Bar, get 3 points, go to Palmer's Bar, profit. That's kind of in that order, I think.
At Palmer's Bar, if you show your membership card, you get $1 off on Summit beers anytime. And then if you show your game day ticket, you get $2 off.
Absolutely beautiful. Dakota Fusion, again, losers 8-0 and 5-0 to the Crows last season. Definitely hungry to get 3 points tonight. Should be a very difficult one. Again, very excited to get things started here. I'm Eric Nordquist, John Bisworm by my side, Nate mixing the music in the back, Tyler producing. And we are underway in the 2019 NPSL Minneapolis City Crows season, and they possess early. Max Kent trying to push the ball forward to Will Kidd.
That was a great example we talked about, and kind of the keys to victory there, Eric, is that the long ball with a compact defense isn't very successful. So we're going to have to look to play the ball to the feet of the central three.
There's Stigwart now. UCF Knight. Ruiz Plaza. Now back to Kent. There's Stigwart.
Decent crowd out here tonight, Eric, for the home opener.
It is very lively. And that's one of the things, and I told you prior to the match, just wishing there were more games. Just wishing there were more games because you yearn for it this time of year. Of course, in town here, Minnesota United FC underway. Happy for them, of course. However, when are the Crows going to start playing? And finally, it's here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a long winter of preseason. I can tell you that, Eric.
Ooh, giveaway there.
Like some pregame jitters here early on for Max Kent.
Nice job stepping in by Jonah Garcia. Looks like the flag was up. I'll push it back. Ticky-tack over 3 to 4 yards. There's Matt Elder. On the field tonight for the Dakota Fusion. And I'm just going to be completely honest with you, John, and anybody listening out there. I was not given the pronunciations.
Classic NPSL, Eric.
For Dakota Fusion prior to this match.
We get the starting lineup, what, a minute and a half before we're supposed to actually use it?
And that's fine, but I'm about to feel like a jerk because I'm going to mispronounce a number of names here as we enter, we're midway through the 3rd minute at Edor Nelson
Well, it
Field.
looks like the guy on
Still
the ball is
scoreless,
one
of
that
course.
you can say.
Emra Beljulji. Part of a brotherly tandem, I believe. Khabib would typically play in net. He might be on the bench in relief as of now. Lucas Bilhart in net for the Fusion. Mohamed Bangura is number 9. Lewis Grant, number 25. Hartrick Tarr, number 22. Beljulji with the header. Ruiz Plaza. Now Adams. Part of the new look 3. Ian Smith moving on from the Crows after some very productive minutes played and games played here in Minneapolis City. Long attempt for Oliver, falling short. That's Archie Sua on the ball, number 14 for the Fusion. Bangura.
It's like a no-call foul there from the ref. Looks like Samuel Ruiz Plaza got pushed in the back a little bit there. That threw him off.
Now the foul is called. Stigwart not happy about it. Blue says, I don't care. Move on. Kelly Bow, number 16, looking to put the ball back in play. Olsen there, now Bangura. Nice step in by Olsen. First touch, and now Oliver might be in alone, trying to get past.
Oh, unlucky second touch there, Eric.
Got away from his foot a bit.
But that's what we talked
about
about earlier on, was the play of Whitney Brown dropping in and receiving that ball, checking into space, and clearing out that lane for Oliver to dive into. Unlucky pass, though.
Now the Crows trying to move forward again. Cleared by Elder. Isaac Keeson, number 10. You think he might be the most dynamic player for the Fusion?
He didn't play last year for the Fusion, but he 2 years ago I thought was the best player on the field when the Crows played the Fusion, and that includes the players that we deployed, Eric. He's out there on the right wing today, but he's got a very good engine, he's got very good speed, and he's a very smart player technically on the ball.
Nice idea from Olsen trying to push it forward for Kidd, not on the same page. Throw in for Fusion 6 minutes into this one. Weather holding out here. 57 degrees as of kickoff. No rain, it appears, on the horizon, so we like that. A chilly May day. Now Bangura. Tough first touch by Keeson. Alabasi follows it out.
And we're off here, Eric.
Now Oliver with some open space. Brown making the run. Now Oliver closing in. Here's Ruiz Plaza. Stigward from 30 out. He's tried to make that work before. Now the cross by Olsen. Flag stays down. Can Oliver keep it in? He does. Nice job by Stigward. Under duress, being able to switch fields. Now Garcia, a new face to the Crows lineup. Kidd moving inside. Nice step in by Dakota to clear that danger out. That's Sua. He goes down in the box, and they are awarding a penalty.
Not the best start out of the back four there, Eric. That play could have been stopped if the midfield would have stepped up here at the 50-yard line to try to cut that off. But Elder came out, and I'm not necessarily sure that was with malice in order to...
Do you believe enough contact was made, however?
I think this is kind of a case of the referee maybe rewarding the player for having a bad touch and going down. But ultimately, here we are with a spot kick 8 minutes into the game.
Just entering the 9th minute, an opportunity for Dakota Fusion to score their first goal. And a stop by Matt Elder. They will have to wait a bit longer if Dakota thinks they're going to get on the score sheet against Minneapolis City. A very unique way to look at it. It was Jacques and Sengater.
It's a great save by, great pronunciation. I think you nailed it. But that was a great save by Matt Elder. So outside of giving up that penalty in the game against Duluth FC in the playoffs, Matt Elder saved every penalty he faced last year, including this one.
It was a nice save by Elder, but just not enough pace on the ball.
Right, right.
And frankly, if he thinks he's fooling anybody by facing away from the goal, only 2 steps off the ball, maybe it's worked in the past, I guess, but not that time. And Sengater getting by Olsen. Now he's in, looking for somebody to pass it to, deflecting off of Garcia. And now just a hopeful, thank goodness for the fence surrounding Edor Nelson Field after that One gets a bit loose. Goal kick for Minneapolis City. And then 10 minutes into the match, we already have a penalty save.
What next, right? At least the score line's still 0-0, Eric.
Elder surveying. No rush for the Elder Crows statesman. Looking for Ruiz Plaza.
Good defense there
No
by
hit to
Alabasi.
throw it. Quick to the punch thus far are the Crows and Alabasi. Now Garcia late to catch up, but now here he is. That's Sua on the ball now for Dakota. He'll take a shot over the head of Elder. Not a bad idea for Sua.
It's as if the Crows haven't really gotten in their rhythm yet, Eric. A lot of errant passes and a lot of standing around. Look for them to start making some more movement off the ball.
Lewis Grant, the resident enforcer. Significant size advantage on Whitney Brown. He's able to head that out of danger. Now to Kidd. Quickly cleared out. Adams controlling. Now Beljulji back to Adams. And once again, a very effective job by Dakota, limiting opportunities in the attacking third for Minneapolis.
Good flick
Now
on by Will
forward
Kidd.
of Alabasi. You can get past him.
That's a foul.
That's got to be.
That's got to be a foul.
That has to be a foul. The referee motioning for a throw-in for Dakota.
That's an interesting call there by the ref. Oh, a blunder here. You'd have to think that Alabasi was in on goal if he didn't get taken down there.
Absolutely. I did not see the flag come up from the AR, so I was not aware that it was a throw-in. There's no VAR, I just was told in my ear by the producers here.
Not in the budget.
Not in NPSL. Odd numbers here. Ruiz Plaza trying to find some room forward for Kidd.
Good step by Aaron Olson.
Senguier harassing him. Now into Beljulji. Aggressive slide by Olson. Probably, does get the whistle. The free kick and a head shake.
When the Crows are getting the ball in the offensive third, they are doing some good things. It's just that last final execution, Eric.
They're finding a lot of space thus far. And as it is, we are still scoreless. Just about 14 minutes in. Beljulji. Now Adams to Stiegwart. Referee saying play on in that respect. I was surprised there wasn't a whistle given. Now forward for Kidd. If he can take one step and take a shot, find some room. The deflection
off the crossbar.
Off the woodwork.
Oh, boy. Great composure in front of net for Will Kidd there. Just that last foot got in and deflected it up off the crossbar.
Almost to his favor. Just inches from being 1-0 Minneapolis City. And as you mentioned, John, right things are being had, and they're making the right plays. And that was really the first opportunity, I think, that clicked. Nice effort from Will Kidd. Nearly results in a goal.
Great ball by Ruiz Plaza to curl it in behind the back line there to Will.
Smart playing thus far by Minneapolis City on the front end. Now Stiegwart will try to send it in. The header from Garcia to no avail.
Really got up there.
He did. I don't have the height and weights. 5'11"?
I mean, maybe 6.
Okay. Well, he's got the trademark soccer hair, so that puts him at about 6'1". A little fluff on top.
It's like when you fill out your height and weight sheet for the program and you add a couple inches.
Oh, of course. Kyler Murray's 6'1". Now Justin Oliver, head down, trying to mow through. Cleared out by Grant. Another header by Garcia, this time on the defensive side of things. Quick throw in by Adams.
Nice ball.
Now forward for Ruiz Plaza, and Adams is just grimacing on the near side here.
That's got to be a card.
Took a boot right to the calf, lower leg, and he is in pain here on the sideline.
I do like how the referee played advantage there, but that's got to be a retroactive yellow card to me.
Absolutely raked by a Dakota Fusion player. Let's see if he can get up. He's a tough kid. There we go. Walk it off, Charlie.
There it is.
It will indeed be a yellow card.
It's good officiating.
In the 16th minute to Jacques
Sangater. Fun to say.
I do like saying it. I hope that I'm not wrong. So the first booking of the 2019 season for the Crows goes the way of a Dakota Fusion player.
You can almost hear that one up here.
That was a bit nasty. Ultimately a throw-in, long one from Olsen. Trying to shoulder it his kid. Cleared out by Beljulji. Now here's Adams. Running gingerly. He'll play it safe. Ooh, too far for Adams now, and Dakota's headed the other way. That's Bangura. Burwa, number 11. Now forward for Keeson. Too far. Alabasi trailing. Throw in for the Crows. Sun is shining. Season's underway. Summit beers flowing for Crows faithful. Thank you for joining. John Bisworm. Yours truly, Eric
and we're in.
Nordquist. And now Will Kidd, odd numbers if he can find Whitney Brown. There it is. Get the right foot on it. And the save, foot save by Billhart. And now Whitney Brown is hurt. Wonder if he took an odd step, but he is on the turf. Doesn't appear that many are aware that he is on the turf. He was motioning for a quick sub as Keeson comes in for Dakota now on the other side. Nice
good
job
defensive play by
bodying his way in there by Stigwart. And just an absolute waste of a soccer ball there, as it will be a goal kick.
It's like $40, Eric.
Every dollar matters, John.
At this level, it does.
Ooh, good news. He's up. Whitney Brown off the turf and walking his way back to the action. He looked initially when he went down, he was motioning for a sub. So I don't know if it was an odd step as he tried to, because he kind of had to lunge forward.
I think he might have gotten a clearance cleat from the defender that kind of probably caught him in the back.
Despite all of that, a nice foot save by Billhart to keep it 0-0. Little elbow from Stigwart.
Nice recovery play by Olsen.
Sangater. Now Stigwart back on the ball.
Oh, that's $1 fine. That went through the legs.
Confidence building for Minneapolis City. Early stages, first half of first game of the NPSL season.
About ready to approach the 20-minute mark here, and you'll look to see the Crows finally starting to settle in. You want the faster start, obviously, but I think that they finally started to kind of find their movement and maybe shore up some of those errant passes.
Playing games that matter, which they are doing now. Getting into the pace of the game, slowly but surely. Alabasi.
It's like Adams is still moving a little gingerly.
AR trying to call a throw-in violation, I assume.
Oh, man, really?
Which one of the fundamentals.
Oh, they called a free kick.
Oh, it was a kick.
Fusion coach a little bit angry with that one, I guess you could say.
There we go.
All right.
Thank goodness. Back in it over the head of everybody. Now Ruiz Plaza with it. And a free kick, drawing a free kick from Kelly Bow. Quick restart, Plaza in. He has an opportunity. He can take a shot if he can get his foot on it. Now Kidd ran into a wall of a man. Now Keeson. Alabasi back in. Tough first touch by Whitney Brown.
I don't think he saw that one coming.
He didn't have a lot of chance at that one. Physicality of this game certainly starting to jump it up a couple of notches. Ruiz Plaza forward for Oliver.
Ooh. Some meaty challenges.
A lot of collisions in the last several minutes here. Keeson and Alabasi. Alabasi winning that battle. A ton of space in the middle of the field if the Crows can find their way to it. Garcia. Now Olsen, the captain.
It's the right idea by Olsen, just the execution let him down.
There's Keeson. Bow. Beljulji now. Sua. Bangura. For Nsengater. Easy work for Matt Elder. Play and pace certainly opening up here. 23rd minute, Edor Nelson Field, 0-0. One-man wrecking crew and Whitney Brown, and he draws the free kick.
Ever since about the 15-minute mark, I think the possession has kind of moved into the Crows' favor, Eric.
Certainly a significant more opportunities, touches, and possession in Dakota's half of the field. The number of free kicks going up certainly in Minneapolis' favor as well. Stigward forward to Alabasi. Keeson very game for the challenge. Now Ruiz Plaza.
Good hustle.
Oliver, can he take the right foot? He's looking for it. He'll take the shot. No chance. Another opportunity for Minneapolis City.
He's going to want that one back in his dreams.
He will definitely want that one back tonight at Palmer's Bar following this match here.
Bring your membership card down to Palmer's to get $2 off on any Summit beer and $1 off with your membership card and $2 off with your game ticket. But I assume they'll probably give you the $2 today with your member card, right?
Feels like it.
Yeah.
Adams jostling with Sua, now in Sengater. Beljulji. Bangura.
Dakota has had some pretty good bouts of possession, but majority of their possession's been done in the defensive third.
Now a turnover is Whitney Brown running at Lewis Grant, looking for the right foot, deflected off of the inside of Grant's leg and taken in by Billhart. Sengater. Really like Charlie Adams in his play thus far.
Yeah, he's done a really good job of shading the back line and also igniting the attack, which is kind of what we mentioned earlier on in the keys to the victory, Eric.
And you mentioned the possession that Dakota have had, and a big part of their problem is they can't counter. They're not able to find those quick lanes and move it forward. Although, as I say that, they are now. That's Hartrick Tar on the ball. And they will win a corner here, second corner of the evening, I believe, for Dakota Fusion. Limited opportunities for them. Of course, back in the 8th minute, it was in Sengater.
Penalty miss.
Penalty missed. And a big save by Matt Elder.
And we'll give Matt some credit. He saved it.
He did make the save. Right in the corner. All the big bodies in the box. Now Grant with the potential for the head, but Max Kent up there to clear it out. Now Bo and Ruiz Plaza, 1v1. Right by Olsen, but he recovers, and he's getting the free kick.
Looks as if the players got their legs tangled up there.
I thought he tripped over himself.
Yeah, I thought so too.
The free kick awarded regardless.
That's why we're not wearing the blue shirts today.
26th minute. We should be. Tell you that much. Sengater, Sua, Grant, all in the box awaiting this. Sengater and Alabasi jostling for position at the near post. It'll be Sua and Adams right at the 6. And Alabasi gets a foot on it now. Controlled by Bo. Fusion trying to continue the attack.
Good defense.
And he'll run out of room as the Crows closed fast. Goal kick, Minneapolis City SC. Crows collectively outscoring Dakota Fusion 13-0 a year ago. As part of an undefeated campaign, 4 draws, I believe. 10 victories, 4 draws, no L's. Until the playoffs, when it mattered most, unfortunately, a 90th minute penalty for Duluth led to a 2-1 victory and the ending of Minneapolis City's season. Wanting to get things started in 2019 on the right foot, but Sua crossing in now. Elder thinks better of it, lets it go. Opportunities brewing for the visitors, John.
I think Minneapolis City just needs to get back to keeping the ball.
Make sure to get to Mpls City SC.com. You'll want to check out the new kit. It's unbelievable. It's only for special occasions for the team, but you can wear it every single day if you go to MPLSCitySC.com and check out what I'm talking about. Learn about the schedule, learn about the team, learn about the Crows, merchandise, all of it. MPLSCitySC.com. Now Stigwart to Kent. Zuhir Alabasi, new to the team. Oh, turnover at midfield. We'll get back to the new faces here in a moment. Sengater. Sua making a run. Nice job defensively by the Crows, not allowing in Sengater to find his guy up front. Now Kidd on the run. Well done, tracking back by Dakota.
Ooh.
That's got to be a free kick, however. And indeed it is. And another yellow card.
I mean, that was straight from behind. No doubt about that one.
And that's Bo. That's Bo with the yellow card. New Kelly, Bo in the 29th minute. And again, without access to pronunciations, if you are Dakota Fusion faithful and you're hearing me butcher any names,
I'm sure you're pretty safe with Bo, Eric.
tweet me. At Eric Nordo, KFAN. Let me know how you feel.
Opening up the old can of worms on that one.
We'll see. Nice job by Keeson stepping in. Alabasi wide open on the left side. That's Tar now. Quickly turned away. Now the Crows headed in the other direction. Alabasi. Keeson with getting a foot in there. Throw in for Minneapolis.
Early substitution here.
Sengater on his way out. Missed a penalty.
Nothing like getting subbed out in the first half.
Might be hobbled. It'll be Austin Schaefer. Austin Schaefer in for Sengater. Number 24. Whitney Brown on the turf again.
It might have taken one into the no-fly zone there on the clearance.
He's going to have to work that one out on his own. Back to business. Goal kick, Dakota Fusion. Still scoreless. Back in play. Nice job by Stigward over the head of Hartrick Tar. Now forward for Alabasi.
Another foul. These are starting to add up.
I don't have the counter exactly in front of me, but a massive advantage in fouls committed by Dakota Fusion thus far through 32 minutes. Discussion taking place with the ref now.
I think the discussions around the fact that could have been a second yellow card for Bo for Dakota Fusion.
Still discussing it.
At this point, we're going to see a hefty amount of stoppage time, Eric.
Nothing on the score sheet thus far, but Minneapolis City certainly can pride themselves on being the more disciplined team at this stage. Now we're moving into the box. Potential flick. Right foot off the
there we go, Max
Kent. Max Kent with the first goal of the 2019 season for Minneapolis City FC. It's Whitney Brown off the net, off the woodwork.
And I believe that's
a simple finish by Mr. Kent.
I believe that's Max Kent's first goal as a member of Minneapolis City, Eric.
I hate to correct you, it is his second goal in his 24th game. Max Kent. I pulled that off of your website.
I'll have to go quick, make that correction at halftime. But I mean, we were talking about how all these fouls were starting to add up, and it was only a matter of time until something like that did happen. I mean, it was a deflection off the crossbar, but still Max Kent in a great position coming up from the back line for that free kick and tucking it home at a very opportune time for City here.
Now a quick start again as Minneapolis City with an opportunity to continue the attack on the throw in here. 1-0 now off the Max Kent goal in the 33rd minute. Max Kent with the goal in the 33rd minute.
Good track back by Will Kidd. Always wanted to put in the work on the defensive end.
Now moving forward again, and Whitney Brown with a move to the outside. Grant sniffing it out. But Minneapolis City with the throw in. Now that we're into the waning minutes here, 35th minute of the first half, you mentioned player to watch in Whitney Brown. And we've seen him hit the turf a couple of times, but he's been involved in the attack very intimately. And he's the one, of course, with the effort on goal, off the woodwork, off the crossbar, that leads to Kent getting that opportunity to finish the play and gets the goal. How do you see your player to watch at that number 9 spot so far?
I think he's had some great movement off the ball with what we talked about. And I think, too, one thing that maybe goes unnoticed is his ability that he's been dropping back in and holding play up to release the ball to his midfielders and then clearing out that space for the wingers to make the oncoming runs.
Alabasi quickly forward. Here's Oliver on the outside. Oliver with 5 goals and 3 assists last year for the Crows. Hoping for Whitney Brown to make a run past Beljulji. And they, so close. Ruiz Plaza with an opportunity from a bit of distance, just over
the crossbar.
The arm of Mr. Billhart.
That's a great save by the Fusion goalkeeper on the first attempt.
I've been told it's Billhart.
Billhart, that's it. Thank you, Eric. He's actually made a couple of big saves so far.
But I can't necessarily trust any of the information that we've been given. However, he has been good through 36 minutes.
We have a possible head injury
we have
here.
a head injury on the field that looks like it might be Bangura, number 9, on the turf. He thinks he's okay, but wants to be checked out, or will have to be checked out.
He's giving the referee an earful there. I don't understand why that is.
On that last attacking sequence, though, so nice to see the perfect pass as Whitney fights around Beljulji, unable to do enough with the opportunity to finish it. Again, the nice save, quick to the ground, was Billhart.
What just shows what Whitney Brown can do with his off-the-ball movement.
And that's why he's your player to watch. And Max Kent, the goal scorer, heading it out of danger. The cross inside over the head of Sua. Sua positioning with Garcia. Poor clearance this time from Kent. Schaefer, the sub.
It would have been a fantastic way to put another goal on top if Ruiz Plaza could have dropped that a few inches, Eric.
38th minute, still time in the first half for the Crows to add to the score line, as it is 1-0 in favor of the home squad in the home opener at Edor Nelson Field, campus of Augsburg University. Nice pressure by the Fusion, though, in recent moments.
Charlie Adams has been everywhere today.
He's going to be tired after this one. Should be Alabasi taking the throw in. Nice of his teammate just to leave the ball back there for him. Now Olsen forward for Adams. Alabasi trying to find Oliver, the intended target on that one. Now Schaefer moving past Olsen. Bangura, physical presence in the middle for the Fusion. And he earns himself a free kick. Fiery, Mr. Bangura. Some new faces in the Crows on the field, of course. Jonah Garcia, UW Superior, the college. You see him on the back line, number 5. Zuir Alabasi, you've heard me mention his name a number of times, also in the back. Was with the Fusion a couple of years ago. Viejos son los trapos in 2018. Now in and nearly. Is there a deflection? There will be. It's a goal kick.
Quick
Opportunity off the free kick for the Fusion there.
Point of note on Jonah, Eric. He came to Minneapolis City through our open tryout process.
And that's why it pays to go to MPLSCitySC.com to learn about the open tryout process. Now, I know that Ben Benskoten,
Correct.
the new head coach, as Adam Pribble has been elevated to technical director of the Crows. He came from your, Van Benskoten came from your U23 bunch.
Correct. Yes, he was in his first year last year with our U23s. Had a very successful season coaching our U23s. I believe they only dropped one game last year out of the 10 that they played. And when Adam had to step aside due to just needing to shuffle some things around in life, we looked internally to elevate. And Ben Skoten was here, and he was familiar with our players, and it made sense to elevate him.
And whether it's the U23s, you mentioned Garcia through the open tryout process, the development, how does the development work with this team in trying to cultivate and keep that pipeline going? From the Brandon Buys, who are now trying to make plays, albeit for a completely diseased New England Revolution team in MLS, to new faces on the team now, even in 2019, that pipeline, how do you guys, generate and develop that pipeline?
Well, it makes sense that it starts with our U23 team. Last year was the inception of the U23s, and really was brought about because in our tryout process, we just found that there were too many great players from this area that we didn't have enough spots for. So, you're going to have that player attrition at this level where guys go, get a new job, or they.
Some people want to be eye doctors.
Right, yeah. Or they elevate into something, like Brandon By situation where he...
Ruiz Plaza with an opportunity, and Bo steps in. Should be a corner for the Crows, and it is. Please continue, sir.
Well, you elevate like Brandon By did, getting drafted in the MLS Super Draft.
How cool was that, by the way?
Very cool. Such a great guy. So happy for him. But you see that attrition that you have, or guys just retire from soccer. So you need that pipeline of players that are coming in, and adding that U23 team not only adds depth, but it also adds the ability for us to have consistent large numbers in training to test our NPSL team against.
Into the mix, Max Kent fighting for position. Now it's Whitney Brown on the backside. Schaefer is trailing. He does win a throw-in. Brown trying for Oliver.
And
they'll get another corner.
It's good hustle for Oliver.
That was a nice job as well by Burwa for the Fusion. Oliver in his second season with the Crows. It's in. Will Kidd on it. Over the head of Grant. Now with a shot in the net.
Goals.
And another goal in the first half for Minneapolis City SC. And it's the new guy. It's Jonah Garcia on the back end as the ball just drifts ever so slightly over Grant's head of the Fusion, right into the lap of Jonah Garcia, who pounds that thing home. And in the 43rd minute is 2-0 Minneapolis City.
If you would have asked me when I woke up today, Eric, that both of our center backs would score goals today.
That's how it works, right?
That's how it works, yeah. Fantastic cleanup effort by Jonah Garcia, and also the composure not to hit it first time, but to kind of let the play develop and then tuck it home.
And that's an important part of that situation where you know that you have 2 seconds to settle.
Right, exactly. You have to have some sense of urgency, but you also have to have that taste of composure in order to find your spot and bury it.
And if you're Dakota right now, you are so unhappy with the fact that he was left completely unmarked in the box, and now they're having struggles just trying to clear the ball. Finally outside here to Schaefer. And it's your 2 center backs, 1-1. Jonah Garcia, first game with the Crows, first goal with the Crows, 43rd minute. 2-0. Mid-50s May Day here at Edor Nelson.
Smart play by the central three there to keep the ball, keep the possession, take the air out of it a little bit, and regroup.
Entering the 45th minute.
Any guesses on stoppage time? Maybe 3 minutes?
Feels like 3 or potentially 4. Couple of yellow cards, a couple of goals.
Head injury.
A head injury. Speaking of that, there's Bangura with it now, tracking back forward for Keeson. Alabasi. Is he able to draw the penalty? And he does.
He is.
A foul call once again. Has to be double-digit fouls against Dakota Fusion here in the first half. Will we get a sign with the number of minutes? Or do we have to guess?
That is also not in the budget this year. But you have to feel good if you're your new Minneapolis City head coach, Matt Van Benschoten, and the fact that you're up 2-0 in your first game. You're starting to see larger bouts of possession and really controlling the game. And really, outside of some breakdowns in possession for the Crows, not a lot of dangerous moments for the Fusion.
Kent back to Edor. We are now officially 30 seconds into stoppage time here in the first half. 2-0 in favor of Minneapolis City as Will Kidd streaking down the left side. Able to keep it in the hands of Oliver. Now through to Kidd, 1v1 with the keeper, and the finish and the stop by Bill Hart.
They called offside.
The flag is up. It will be offside. Admittedly, I thought he might have been offside by a foot, and so did the AR.
Regardless, a fantastic run by Will Kidd and a good recognition from Oliver to not dribble there, but to play the pass into the open pocket.
Another dangerous opportunity. I'm mentioning prior to the match how Dakota might play against an undefeated Minneapolis City team from a year ago. It's been loose in the back at times for Dakota Fusion.
It has been.
Now 90 seconds into stoppage time as Sua draws a free kick opportunity.
If you're the Crows, the number one thing right now is to see out the half and not concede that late one.
Absolutely must get to the break without conceding if you are Minneapolis City, no doubt about it. Beljulji and Schaefer on the ball right now. Nearly 2 minutes into stoppage time. Schaefer into the box, looking for Grant. He does flick on, and it's the foot of Olsen that clears it to the boundary. It will be a throw-in for Dakota. You figure with the timely nature of things, he may have wanted to keep that in play and have another crack at getting into the box. Now it's Olsen.
And we're at the half.
We are going to get to the half. An entertaining half with Matt Edor stopping a penalty within the first 8 minutes of the match. Goals in the 33rd minute by Max Kent and the 43rd minute by fellow center back Jonah Garcia. Offense from the defense tonight for Minneapolis City. The Crows lead at Edor Nelson Field 2-0 here at the half over Dakota Fusion.
The start you wanted, Eric. Going into the half, 2 goals to the good, a nice clean sheet, good bouts of possession, and ready to make a few adjustments and then get it going here again in the second half.
Players head into the dressing room. Significant round of applause from the Crows faithful here in the stands. Donning the scarves, donning the beverages, and appreciating Saturday night soccer NPSL style.
Some discussion with the fourth official here by the city coaching staff.
All the action tonight brought to you by Twin Cities Orthopedics. We thank Twin Cities Orthopedics. We thank Ride, with 2 I's, by the way. Download the app. We thank Summit Brewery, personally my favorite beer. Thank you, Summit, for bringing me good times in my life, along with Minneapolis City SC Soccer.
It's the gas that makes the car go, Eric.
And as the Crows look for 3 points, of course, after games or any time, check out Palmer's Bar on the West Bank. We love Palmer's Bar and Goya Foods as well. Can't forget about Goya Foods.
Can't forget about Goya Foods. If you're in your local grocery store and you head into the ethnic food aisle, pick up some Goya black beans. They're fantastic.
Ultimately, the key is that these companies are the lifeblood and big supporters of Minneapolis City soccer, and we thank them for their support. And it is halftime here at Edor Nelson Field. It'll be John Bisworm. I'm Eric Nordquist. We'll be back with you shortly as second half action should resume in about 15 minutes. Welcome to Edor Nelson Field. It is halftime. Minneapolis City SC embarking on their 2019 season. First home match, and it's 2-0 in favor of the Crows at half against the visiting Dakota Fusion. I'm Eric Nordquist here with John Bisworm. And John, tell me what your thoughts were coming into this game and now match that up with the first 45 minutes.
My thoughts coming into the game were absolutely have a fast start. That didn't happen at all. You had the penalty call that was ended up being saved by Matt Elder. But once those jitters went away, you saw extreme bouts of possession by City. You started seeing the off-the-ball movement up top starting to work, and you saw lots of chances on goal. Outside of a fantastic first half of the Dakota Fusion keeper, it would have been a little bit more than 2-0.
Now, two things that you didn't expect. Well, I guess just the biggest unexpected factor in this is you get 2 goals. You get them from your 2 center backs, huh?
Right.
Max Kent with the first goal of the season in the 33rd minute. 10 minutes later, it's Jonah Garcia, new member of the Crows, that notches it and makes it 2-0 Minneapolis City. That was cool, right?
Absolutely. I mean, you take the goals from wherever you can get them, Eric. So, I mean, ball kid, assistant coach, lino, whatever, as long as it goes in the goal.
And it's just a couple of minutes now as the teams are making their way back out onto the turf. Second half action going to kick off here shortly. But into the game, it was the 3 keys, and it was the new central 3 with Charlie Adams, Ruiz Plaza, Max Stiegwert.
Correct.
How an undefeated team might match up against, I guess a squad in Dakota Fusion. They were scoring. You put 13 goals on them a year ago. Maybe they park the bus a little bit. Maybe they slow it down.
Right.
And then finally, Whitney Brown. In the mix tonight at the number 9 spot, how those things were going to factor in. What did you see from that?
I thought that all of them were a contributing factor in the first half. I thought the midfield 3 did a fantastic job of keeping their shape, and the off-the-ball movement of Whitney Brown, I think, created a lot of those opportunities, which I think you'll see more of as we come out here for the second half.
Most certainly, and it's been an absolute blast working with John thus far. Should we do an on-camera handshake just to prove that it's all positive?
We like each other.
But it's the 2019 home opener. Crows in play. We've been yearning for this all off season, and it's finally here. And as we watch the teams on the turf now, we're ready to get back to calling the action. Second half, Minneapolis City with a 2-0 lead on visiting Dakota Fusion. This is where we stand up. And we face forward.
And we get at it.
And we say, see you in about 45 minutes. Let's go. First look, I'm not seeing any substitutions for Minneapolis City.
No, but you are seeing some activity on the sideline. Looks like we have Tim Wills, Mark Haight, and Matt Murakami are warming up for the Crows.
And as I'm scanning, I do see a substitution in regard to Dakota Fusion. Number 29, Justin Mazzuti.
Sounds about right.
And as I explained to folks at the beginning of the broadcast, I'm flying without a net here, folks. I don't have the proper pronunciations. I will do what I can. But second half action is underway.
Let's play soccer.
And Dakota Fusion controlling. What kind of adjustments do you think if you're Dakota Fusion and you saw what transpired? come out of the locker room and you're saying, we got to do things differently. Here's what we're going to do in the second half?
I think they're probably going to try to keep their shape a little bit better. You saw with the midfield three of City having that kind of lion's share of possession in there.
A lot of space in there, too.
A lot of space. It was because they were very spread out. In order to kind of combat that, they're going to need to get a little bit narrower and invite City to attack on the wings, which is what we didn't see in the first half.
Early throw in for Minneapolis City. The captain wearing the armband. Olsen starting play again. Adams matched up with Hartrick Tarr battling for it. Ruiz Plaza. Now Grant. An ominous force on the back line for the Fusion. And you mentioned it, in net, Bill Hart.
Bill Hart had a great first half.
Fantastic first half for the goalkeeper. And you look at the scoreline, you say, hey, he conceded two. Well, look back at those goals, and you know that there wasn't a lot he could offer in terms of defending himself. Keeson with the ball now.
It's good tracking play from Will Kidd after having the error and giving the ball up by tracking Keeson down and forcing him into an errant pass.
You can tell early on, number 29 near side here, out of the back, Mr. Masudi trying to provide a bit of a spark plug nature to his game as he's pushing forward aggressively. Now Keeson with a tough first touch, but he maintains possession.
It's a good little bit of skill there by Keeson.
Not with the team in 2018, but back with them now in 2019. Belgiulji, I recognize him by his hair, putting it into the box for Sua. Like holding a baby, Matt Elder is able to control that.
Newly married Matt Elder.
Congratulations to Mr. Elder.
And Mrs. Elder.
And Mrs. Elder as well. But more so Matt.
He can finally move out of his parents' basement and get his own place.
Oh, well, that's where stories are made. A beautiful thing. The goal scorer, Garcia, on it now. Ooh. Not a lot of room before.
Yeah, got throttled into the bench.
Between the line and the bench. Sneakily athletic Grant clearing that out of play. Bangura.
Those are those turnovers that we were talking about at the half that we have to eliminate those. The ability to kind of connect that simple 5-yard pass is the difference between the turnover and keeping the attack going. I get a clearance for a
Awful
corner
clearing
here.
attempt here by Mburwa, and it's Masudi keeping it as a throw-in instead of a corner. Quick restart to Stigwart. Now Whitney Brown with the turn and the shot low. Saved by Bill Hart. Now to Bangura. Belgiulji with a ton of space if he can utilize it. Slowing it down now. Bo playing on a yellow card, number 16 for Dakota Fusion.
Good step by Aaron Olsen.
Archie Sua. He's throwing stiff arms out there with no repercussions whatsoever. Schaefer on the outside now. He'll try to center it.
Good defense.
Olsen with a foot on it. Wasn't anybody, it didn't look like, in the box for Schaefer to cross it into. Belgiulji. Now Bangura. That's Tar. Cleared out. Now Kidd forward to Brown. Nice job by Masudi, was sticking a foot in there. Alabasi.
Unusual deflection there.
The aggression factor as we enter the 50th minute here, certainly in favor of Dakota Fusion here in the second half. Trouble connecting passes early on here in the second frame for Minneapolis City. Throw in Dakota Fusion.
It's kind of indicative of the first half. For the first about 10, 15 minutes, the Crows had a really tough time kind of keeping the ball, and you'll look for them to try to find their rhythm again.
Tough pass backward from Grant. Billhard able to control it.
Good pressure by the Crows.
Now the giveaway, and Stiegler trying to make something happen with it. Needs somebody with him. Now Ruiz Plaza. And Sua clipping the foot of Max Stiegward. Stiegward's on the turf. Working his way back up. He is back on his feet now. Just a bit too far ahead of Whitney Brown there. Stiegward limping. Burwa. Tar. Bangura forward to Sua.
It's a good little bout of possession there for Dakota. Snuffed out well by Garcia.
It's the third or fourth time that a Minneapolis City player has gone 50-50 on a ball with Archie Sua and has walked away limping. Have to watch out for that. Physical player, Archie Sua, number 14. Now forward, Oliver.
Oh, unlucky.
30 yards of green in front of him if he's able to head that inbound.
It was good recognition of him to try to stay after that one. Most guys would have probably let that one see out.
Oliver again. Ruiz Plaza with space. Forward to Whitney Brown. Can't get there in time. And yet again, another nice play from the keeper, Billhard. With the exception of the 2 goals, he's been everywhere he is needed to be tonight.
Yeah, he's been excellent.
Bo pushing forward, Bangura. A little muddy in the midfield here. Space to push forward for Bo. Battling for it. Alabisi and Archie Sua. A heavyweight fight, and now on the turf. Is that Ruiz Plaza?
No, it looks like
not.
Charlie Adams.
It is Adams, you're right.
Looks like we're getting our first change here for the Crows. I believe that's Mark Haight looking to check in soon.
We'll have to wait until at least the next stoppage. In the meantime, well, he didn't have to wait long, did he?
No, he did not. He's going in for number 14, Zuhair Al-Abbasi, who for a new player, Eric, I thought he had a fantastic game.
Alabisi, this is the first opportunity I've had to watch him. Ability to get forward, smart plays defensively.
Mixing it up a little bit.
Well, and a little bit physical. You saw him just there a moment ago against Sua. Not afraid to go shoulder to shoulder with people. You love that. But stepping in at the right times. And now Haight in the mix. Alabisi, good first shift for Minneapolis City SC, especially throughout the balance of this game with the tough giveaway there. Oofta.
It cleaned some things up there in the back.
We've watched through the balance of this game. A large part of Dakota's attack has come down the right side, and as Alabisi's replacement, Haight, now in the mix. It's been busy over here on the near side now in the second half, and Haight on the ball now. Now to Kidd.
Good.
2-0 Minneapolis City, 55th minute.
Good recognition to keep the ball there.
Just
unlucky.
Too far ahead of Justin Oliver. Nice turn, trying to get inside the less agile and mobile Grant, but it'll be a goal kick for Dakota Fusion.
One thing you'll see, Eric, is if you look at the current positioning of our front three, very interchangeable. Whitney Brown's dropping out left here for Will Kidd, who is more advanced in the attack, and seeing that kind of change of positioning keeps the defense definitely on its toes.
Beljulji surveying the scene here.
Not getting a whole lot from his friends here.
Nice movement from Dakota Fusion. There's Sua. Tough first touch. Olsen with the clearance. Now it's Masudi in on Whitney Brown. Brown staying composed. Masudi winning that battle. Now moving forward. Masudi winning the free kick, and it's going to be yellow card for Brown.
I mean, he did the
57th minute.
The curse of the guy who gives the ball away. You're automatically given that yellow if you bring that guy down. He's in the book for the first Crow yellow card of the season.
As you mentioned, that front three, and of course the player to watch tonight, Whitney Brown, very impactful, making runs, finding open spaces. But ultimately the two goal scorers, 33rd minute, Max Kent, a center back. 43rd minute, Jonah Garcia, a center back. The aforementioned Garcia with a header on it. Now Grant with it, and a shot from Keeson. Very much wide of frame, and a goal kick. Matt Elder and the Crows.
Grant setting a nice pick there. The big body.
Pick and roll offense significantly more effective in the sport of basketball than it is in soccer. However, he's an enforcer.
From up here, he looks tall. I can only imagine what he looks like down there.
Now the big man getting into it. Tatar. That's Bo with it now. Forward to Schaefer if he can catch up with it, which he does easily. Now it's Sua in the box. He'll try to go on the ground to Sua. Down to his knee for a moment, back up. Now moving the other way, Justin Oliver.
Oh, unlucky.
Just too far ahead of Ruiz Plaza. Keeson. Forward for Bangura. Nobody home as Kent clears that out. Masudi now. Bit bunched up, trying to find some space. Shoulder to shoulder with Stiegwart. Foul given.
So another substitution. Another substitution coming in for Minneapolis City here. Looks like Tim Wills will be coming on for.
Who do you bring him on for? Is it Whitney?
It looks like you're bringing him on for Whitney Brown. This could be a substitution for Coach Van Benscoden to kind of see out the game. With Tim Wills being known more for his ability to drop back and hold up the play versus him, he's never going to outrun a guy in a foot race. So this is...
well, don't sell him short, okay? He's got 30-some minutes to prove you wrong here.
I've known Tim for a long time. He's not running by anybody.
Okay, well, number 8, Tim Wills on the field. I think he's sneaky fast. John doesn't. We'll see what happens. But it is 2-0. And as a player to watch, Whitney Brown, ultimately 60-minute shift. Your thoughts?
I thought he did well. He didn't get on the score sheet, but that's not necessarily indicative of a good shift. I thought he did well moving off the ball, and he did a lot of movement that cleared those spaces out. I've said it a couple times where his friends were able to occupy that space. We were able to get chances off of it. I also think his hold-up play was very well today. He did very well in that. He created the opportunity for the defense to close in on him and then release the ball to his midfield to then spring the other front three.
And as you mentioned, his flexibility to shift back and forth, whether it was Kidd, it was Oliver, and them working together to kind of make that work up top. Tim Wills now in the mix. You saw the free kick, and Burwa into the box, headed out of bounds by Lewis Grant. And now here we are. Should be a free kick, and it is for Minneapolis City.
Mark Haight looking to take one quick there.
2-0. Final half hour of this one. Minneapolis City leading the Dakota Fusion 2-0.
Oh, boy.
Minneapolis City have scored from the beginning of 2018 to now 15 straight goals against Dakota Fusion. Archie Sua and the Fusion trying to hopefully break that streak from their perspective. But they're going the wrong direction, and they're trying to reset things here now. Grant to Mburwa. Masudi. Now Bo, one of 3 yellow card holders this evening. Nice turn by Bo.
Good step by Mark Haight. As we get past the 60th minute here, you look for the final half hour to see Minneapolis City kind of take some air out of the ball, look to keep possession of it, maybe draw some of those fouls that kind of, get the game kind of slower pace.
Just kill the pace. Wills with his first significant touch. The agility and footwork to the extent that he put Grant on the turf.
Didn't run by him, though.
Now Haight.
This is what I was talking about right here. Make Dakota do all of the chasing. Get them tired.
Inside to Kidd. Stiegwart with the flick to Oliver, trying to turn. Can't get the right foot on it.
Got
nice
some
step
numbers
in
here
by
for Dakota.
Beljulji, who has a few words and a couple of elbow swings for Oliver after that play. A frustrated bunch in Dakota Fusion.
It's a good job by the Crows to get back on defense there.
Nice simple shoulder by Max Kent into Hartrick Tar. Lot of space here in the middle.
It's a great ball by
Now
Samuel
forward
Ruiz
to Kidd.
Plaza.
Oliver trailing shortly on the inside. Now Oliver has it. He's moving in. Left foot to the inside, and it's Grant sliding to save the day, pushing it over the end line. It'll be a corner for Minneapolis City.
Looks like we have an injury here, number 22.
Hartrick Tar. And he is off the turf now. He's walking and limping gingerly. Bit of a collision down here on the near side as well. Will Kidd, it looked like, with Masudi.
Yeah, it looked like he tangling of legs as he was making the run. But,
No harm and no foul given. We played on.
We have a substitution, so he just came out for. So we can get a number here.
I'm just going to say it's Gabriel Carvalho, and I'd be wrong. It's number 7. We don't have a name for him. Curving in to no avail.
See if we can't do a little detective work here and figure out what that guy's name is.
I wish you the best of luck here at Edor Nelson Field, home of Augsburg University and the Augies. Tonight it's about the Crows. Home opener, 2019 NPSL defending champions of the North Conference.
So it looks as if number 7 is Sunja Beljulji, another Beljulji brother.
2 Beljuljis in the mix.
Might be Sunaj or Sunaj. I don't
And
know.
they have Khabib in the mix as well, right?
Yeah, he hasn't featured yet, but I mean, why would you with the way the goalie's been playing, to be honest?
It's a soccer family.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it, the Beljuljis. Adams with it.
Lots of space for the Minneapolis City midfield here.
Archie Sua winning a throw-in for Dakota. Frustration brewing over now as a free kick is given for Minneapolis City.
you kind of like to have Max Kent kick that one into 94 instead of playing around with it in the corner back there. Very dangerous position for him, and he got bailed out there on the foul, but you'd like to either look to switch that one the other way or try to lump one to clear the lines.
Luckily for Max Kent, he scored a goal in the 33rd minute, so when they're reviewing film, Mr. Van Benschoten will remember that when scolding him for that play now. Bo moving forward, running right at Max Kent, now shifting inside the left foot. Easily handled by Edor. The shots on net slowly but surely increasing on the stat line for Dakota Fusion. Unfortunately, the goal tally has not. Still 2-0 here, 67th minute. Haight forward to Oliver. And Burwa. Challenge. Oliver nearly beats him and does win a corner.
Very good hustle for Oliver there.
Very easily could have quit on that play, but made the additional attack and he won a corner. Pleasantries being shared now between Oliver and Burwa, and they move on. It's about communication. I'm Eric Nordquist. That's John Bisworm. We are your tandem here on Saturday night here at Edor Nelson as Oliver takes a shot and Burwa gets the block, so a bit of redemption for number 11, but still controlled by Minneapolis City. And Burwa all over the place.
It's like a high foot there. Max Stigward did not like that.
While I understand Stigward's frustration with that, no need to say anything to him. Move on with it. Unneeded confrontation, but the clock keeps ticking. Now in the 68th minute. It'll be Haight making the throw.
It's like Max got a...
Wanted to earn. Just like in baseball, if you're going to get thrown out of the game, earn it, right?
Right, yeah.
He earned his yellow card right there.
Got a little finger wag. I know it's game one, Eric, but those do add up.
Eventually, a tally may lead to a suspension. Stigward of the variety in which you would not want him to have to face a yellow card related suspension.
Right.
Especially if it's in the 8th or 9th or 10th game of the season and you're battling for position in the North Conference standings.
Good step by Max Kent.
In the essence of handling one game at a time, however, he's still on the field, still making plays. 69th minute.
Just so much space there in the middle of the field.
Ruiz Plaza, Tim Wills. I'm beginning to believe you. I'm not sure if he can run by anybody.
Like I said, I've known him for a long time.
Archie Sua. Fighting and fighting and fighting, and Adams, savvy, Charlie Adams, winning the foul.
Looks like the Crows have a few guys up and warming up on the sideline. Looks to be Abdallah Ba, and I'm trying to figure out who the other one is. It's like maybe Matt Murakami, who is a call-up from the U23s, making the roster full-time this year.
Ruiz Plaza battling with Schaefer.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. You and I both thought the same thing there. That was a fairly aggressive swipe with the legs from the behind from Belgiulgi.
Belgiulgi 2? There are only 2 Belgiulgis on the field at this stage. So, yes, the other Belgiulgi, Sunaj. Masudi forward with some space if he wants it. Now Keeson. Haight tracking. Keeson inside, trying to find room for a left foot. Easily cleared out with Kent with a head of steam. Pushing forward for Tim Wills. He's trying. Now forward. Does get the right foot to push the ball past him. Burwa ran out of real estate because he was running so quickly down the field, John.
He had like 10 yards on that guy.
Nice aggressive play from Max Kent there. Doesn't allow Keeson the opportunity to rip one with the left foot. A nice, smart decision to get it forward to Wills, albeit not coming to fruition.
He's kind of on an island out there by himself.
Certainly is at this stage. 71st minute, 2-0 Minneapolis City. Comfortably in control, Ruiz Plaza. So much space, he didn't know what to do with it.
I think he's had a fantastic game.
I would agree, and you really hit on it, trying to figure out what he, Adams, who has it now, and Stigwart, what that was going to do, kind of that triumvirate in the middle, and they've handled themselves with aplomb here in the opener. Stigwart.
Just look at how much space there is.
Miles of it. Wills, now Ruiz Plaza. Oliver.
Oh, unlucky.
So much space for Haight if he's able to get through. Now it's Keeson.
Good recovery by the Crows.
Haight taking over there. You know, sometimes you can watch a player and you appreciate their footwork, and this is not necessarily an indictment. Wow, okay. Foul given. Now we'll see a sub. And we'll wait to see. It looks like Abdallah Ba on the end. Number 17 for Minneapolis City.
You see another left winger coming in for Dakota Fusion. They've now had their third left winger.
And Sengater, who missed the penalty early on.
Schaefer.
And now as soon as this gentleman turns around, we'll be able to see who he is. Abdallah Ba replacing Will Kidd, by the way. How do you think Will Kidd's night went?
Typical Will Kidd night. Up and down the sidelines, fought hard, tracked back well, had a couple opportunities. You would have looked to like to see him maybe bury one of those. Did have one up off the crossbar, but very Will Kidd game.
Nearly entering the 74th minute. And it will be number 5, another individual in which I do not have their name.
I'm on it, Eric.
Number 5 for Dakota Fusion. Oliver with it now. Pushing forward at fast pace. Easily taken over by Beljulji. Number 5 to Archie Sua. Now across to Keeson. Bangura now on the ball. Keeson asking for it, trying to make a turn.
Good help defense.
And nicely done by Ruiz Plaza.
What was that number we're looking for, Eric?
Number 5.
That's Rex Dway.
Rex in the mix. Number 5, the third left wing utilized in this match by Dakota.
Dway.
And Burwa puts it out. Elder with the goal kick. Now I wanted to talk about Isaac Keeson. And there's one of these things when you're watching certain players, you appreciate technical ability, ball handling, skills, and all of those things. Isaac Keeson is a good example. And tough night for him on the right side. Alabasi's been all over him. Now Mark Haight's doing his thing.
Max Kent, Jonah Garcia, all those guys have been in his pocket.
But using that technical footwork and ability to advance the ball. And there's almost a bit where you get a little frenetic or schizophrenic with it, where you're moving the ball to move the ball, and you're going to wear yourself out doing it, but you're not getting the production end of it. And it's just been a tough evening for Mr. Keeson with all that footwork.
And I think too, a lot of what you're seeing from a defensive standpoint with him is that he's being collapsed on because not a ton of movement by his friends to go in spaces for him to give them the ball. So he's expelling a lot of his effort in 1v1 situations because there's no one to pass to.
That's a very well put statement. As Haight clears it out from Keeson, and now Oliver beating Belgiulji, getting forward, accidentally turned over the hands of Grant as he was running backwards. Final 15 minutes here, 76th minute. 2-0 Minneapolis City SC.
It's like backup goalkeeper Troy Luegi warming up.
Sun going down. Now I know that Matt Elder did save a penalty in the first 8 minutes. Would this be of the curtain call?
I think so.
Why not?
Why not, right?
Home opener, get a shutout.
Turn it over to the bullpen.
This would be the equivalent of 7 strong innings. One hit ball.
Yeah, quality start.
Very much so. But still time to go. Belgiulji on the ball now. He's pushing forward, trying to find Keeson. Sun going down here in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. Saturday Night Lights. Bangura switching for Belgiulji.
Ooh.
Nasty clip on Aaron Olson. The yellow card.
That was bad.
And the aggressive head shake from Blue. And it is a yellow card indeed.
To be quite honest with you,
78th minute for Belgiulji.
it was a long time coming for him. He's hit a couple guys after plays, and
He's been a wrecking ball.
yeah.
A bit aimless in a lot of his defensive and tactics with his feet. And that's what happens. Yellow card for him.
That's a yellow card caution issued in the 78th minute. Dakota Fusion number 7, Sunan Belgiulji.
Back in play. Shoulder-to-shoulder collision. Both players looking good. Now Bangura running forward. Elder just clearing it.
That one in the ice arena.
He decided that this time, unlike early on in the game, he wasn't going to go to the ground. So no problems there.
Good save by Elder.
Remaining scoreless, earning that shutout tonight, Matt Elder.
Crows have gotten a little bit loose with this one. I think they need to kind of firm it up again, get their shape back, keep the ball, and really kill this one out.
Corner, Belgiulji into the inside, punched out by Elder. Control maintained. Dway giving way to Bo. Now Belgiulji getting a foot on it is Olson. Bo trying to find space. And he does earn another corner.
The Minneapolis City substitution looks as if it's Matt Murakami. And number... It's like the referee's gonna...
No funny business inside the 6, guys.
Yeah, sorting that out first before we can get our substitution in. Looks like number 7, Max Stigward, is gonna make his day.
Tremendous 80-minute performance tonight by Max Stigwart exiting. Murakami sprinting into the fray. He'll be wearing
21, 22? He's in the 20s. I know that.
He is indeed number 20.
Had to do the laundry one of these times, so I know who's got what number.
That's why I said you're the teams, do it all.
Right. Kit man.
It's going to be a red
card.
A red card to Beljoulji. This time, I believe it's Emra Beljoulji that'll be asked to leave the field.
Now
without the advantage of replay, I can't exactly tell how it happened, what happened.
Who's down?
I believe it's Max Kent. Or it might be Adams again.
He's had a rough day today.
Is that indeed Adams again? And he's getting checked out now. And Beljoulji, Sunaj Beljoulji with the yellow card. Emra Beljoulji with the red card. His night is over. Adams appears to be okay. He may have to at least leave the field and be motioned back on. Hard exactly to tell what kind of contact it was made, whether it was an elbow or a head in the physical fray, but Adams took the brunt end of it. Good news for Emra Beljoulji. Dakota Fusion brought a bus. We'll be able to sit on the big green bus for the final 8 minutes and stoppage time. 83rd minute here at Edor Nelson Field. Adams jogging back to, and now back onto the field. So Adams returns to the field. Dakota Fusion playing with 10 men for the remainder.
He's going to need to use that membership discount at Palmer's to get rid of some of these bumps and bruises from today.
It's a good night for Palmer's Bar. You should go there and have a summit. They're on the West Bank. As I said earlier, get 3 points, go to Palmer's Bar, profit. That's all you got to do. Only scoring of the night coming in the first half, 33rd minute, it was Max Kent. First goal of the 2019 Minneapolis City SC season will be forever etched with the name of Max Kent on it. 10 minutes later, 43rd minute, new member of the Crows making his first appearance. Jonah Garcia, another center back. Defense into offense, 2-0 Minneapolis City. There's Garcia now, jostling with Sua for the ball. Should be another free kick, and now a quick restart by Minneapolis City.
Oh, boy.
Now Keeson in alone with an opportunity, clipped again by Edor, and the goal is in, and it will be Dakota Fusion after being outscored 13-0 in 2018, and after the Crows staked a 2-0 advantage. Some laziness on the back end of things by Minneapolis City lead to the turnover by Keeson, and ultimately it's Archie Sua finishing things off.
Not the way you want to kill out a game, Eric.
To make it 2-1 with less than 6 minutes left in regulation. Down a man, Dakota Fusion pulling within 1. Frustrating sequence there for Crows fans, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Oh. Almost had a blunder on the other end.
A near howler.
I didn't even see really what happened. I just saw that was it an errant back pass?
And it leads to Keeson in alone.
Man, kind of falling apart here.
And Edor basically caught in no man's land. It's a tough no-win situation for him.
I mean, the only thing he could have done was brought the guy down, but that would have been in the box.
And it would have been another penalty.
Right.
And you saw him actually motion to the ref waving his arms almost to say, we're good. Don't.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything wrong. Now the corner in here. Big heading attempt from Dway. Absolutely whiffs on it for Dakota. And now a ton of green for Justin Oliver if he can put the wheels on. And Burwa tracking and winning, but he stumbles. Now Bo is in.
Oh, they called the foul on Oliver.
And the foul is on Oliver. And without instant replay, I have no clue what the infraction was. Oliver called with the foul as Burwa gets eaten up by the turf monster.
I think he may have clipped him when he ran by him.
Feels like an inadvertent situation. No whistle necessary. But I'm just the unbiased announcer. Now a ball forward for Sua. Adams controlling it. Beljulji already on a yellow card. Comes in and fouls Adams. And begins barking at the referee. Now it's the 87th minute. 4 minutes left in regulation. A comfortable 2-0 scoreline. Now suddenly
Went into a squeaky 2-1 scoreline.
Suddenly a frustrating 2-1 situation here, final moments of regulation. Interested to see combination of stoppage time and how this thing ends. Now Kent pushing it forward for Oliver, battling with Dway. Dway heads it out. Throw in for City.
So you're going to get
Does he go safe to Adams? And he does.
It's like the addition of Wexler coming on here.
Now pushing inside. He's got room. Can Oliver get Abdallah Ba?
Oh.
And the leg of Murakami sends that into the parking lot, off the van, and
into 94.
now on the freeway. But you said it, though. Only $40 for that soccer ball. Goal kick in the restart now. 88th minute, halfway through.
Getting Ben Wexler as a straight sub for Justin Oliver. Oliver put in a good shift. Execution on the final piece, not sharp for him today. It is the first game of the season, but I thought he hustled hard, he tracked back well, and he did create opportunities.
He certainly did. If he was just able to find Abdallah Ba. And Ba, by the way, since he has come in, haven't really seen him get much opportunity to even have a touch, a sniff of the ball. More or less the wide open opportunity he had on the outside there before Murakami sent the ball on the 94 westbound.
Good step by Olsen.
Now Olsen through to Wills. Taken over by Mburwa.
Oh.
Now Keeson with a mistake. Throw in for City. We are in the 89th minute. '89th minute. Conversations happening.
Got another substitution. Looks like Kevin Hoof making his return after a year absence away from the Crows. Last summer, he was finishing up some credits he needed to earn for to finish up this year at Northern Michigan, and now he's back with the Crows after graduating.
He replaces Adams, who had one of the more physical, enduring nights.
Yeah.
Spent a fair amount of time on the turf. Now forward. Burwa with the head. Now settling it, Abdallah Ba, first meaningful touch for him. He's trying to find some space and pushing forward through for Wexler. Very much an ambitious play by Ba.
What is this guy doing? Very unorthodox first touch and clearance by Grant there.
Settling it now. Hoof. On to Wills. Needed more out of that pass from Wills. Beljulji. For better or worse, Beljulji, number 7, Sunaj, laying it all out there since he came onto the field. And we are officially in the 91st minute. We are in stoppage time. Not given the advantage of knowing exactly how much time that will be. I would venture a guess in the 4 or 5 minute range, given what we saw throughout the second half here.
I mean, I don't think that's a no on my part, but I mean, it can't be too much, right?
A lot of stoppages, a lot of fouls, a red card, a goal. We shall see. Right now, 2-1 it remains in favor of Minneapolis City. Masudi looking for Bangura. Now headed the other way. Should be a throw-in for Dakota.
It's on the field when he threw that in. You want to get Matt Elder's hands on this one.
Simply enough.
And then have him kick it into a different stratosphere.
And he will attempt to do so. Grant on the other end of it. Throw in for Minneapolis City. Now the 2nd minute of official stoppage time. A goal deficit for the visiting Dakota Fusion.
I must say, Eric, from last year's Fusion team to this year's Fusion team, big upgrade. I think that they've done a lot better at things like keeping possession of the ball when they had it. There were some shaky moments there, but they fought hard, and they, you got to give them credit. They've done it. Oh.
Now Ba potentially in alone with the left foot. The chip is off the woodwork. So close. Abdallah Ba nearly put the final nail in the coffin of this one. Still controlling Wexler near the boundary. Oh my goodness, Abdallah Ba from obscurity to near game sealer.
How many times are we going to hit the crossbar? Is that 3?
They're supposed to go in at some point.
Right.
Wow, so close, Abdallah Ba. 3rd minute of stoppage time now. The one thing I will say is there were difficulties, and you can call it rusty, first match, whatever you want to call it. Connectivity in the attacking third for the Crows is why the score line is only 2-1.
I would say so.
Would you agree with that?
100%.
And so as that's ironed out, those kinks, I think that you would anticipate if this was 2 weeks from now, that this would look a little bit different, as it is still just 2-1. Entering now the 4th minute of stoppage time.
I think the one thing to take away from that, Eric, though, is that the runs were being made. It was just the execution piece of it.
Very much so. Final pass situations and those things. And most recently, the example would be Oliver to the open Ba that led to the Murakami kick. But regardless, a 2-1 lead is a lead. All wins count, and right now the Crows are trying to close this one out with Wexler on the ball now. Ben Wexler, wily veteran, Minneapolis City, ran out of room. Now Ruiz Plaza on the case. Nice job by Wills. If he can't run forward, he'll run backwards. Here's Wills now. Dakota not afraid to get in and go to ground with their feet. I've noticed that consistently throughout this match as well.
Yeah, I would say so.
Masudi with the head. Nobody home. Now Hoof. Now entering the 5th minute of stoppage time here at Edor Nelson. Crows fans coming out in droves this sellout, the home opener, waiting for the whistle, and the hand is up in the air.
And there it is.
And there is the victory and the final whistle from Blue and the home opener of the 2019 NPSL season goes to Minneapolis City, the hosts. 2-1, the victors over Dakota Fusion. Archie Sua for the Fusion, able to bring one back late in the second half for the visitors. However, it was the 33rd minute goal from Max Kent and the 43rd minute goal from Jonah Garcia, leading to 3 points and a win for John Bisworm's Minneapolis City Crows. How good does that feel, huh?
It feels good, especially after that last 8 minutes. I was a little bit worried there for a second, but I thought that, as a first match, we got a lot of things we know we need to work on now. but we've also validated that we can put up another tough test that someone might throw to us with us being the returning champions.
My keys from this, John, and you can just tell me I'm right or wrong. That's why you're here. You're the analyst. You're the expert. You love this team. You're close to it every day. Is your keys to the game from the Central Three? What really worked tonight, I felt, was just taking advantage in droves, all the space that existed, and it was Ruiz Plaza that was pushing things forward. And, of course, Stigwart. I love how dynamic he can be. And he was all over, really, boundary to boundary, side to side.
Adams.
And, of course, Adams, who took an absolute beating tonight. Ice packs all over for Adams. But that Central Three, Whitney Brown in that 9 spot made a difference. But it was nice to see, despite some lack of connectivity at times in the attacking third, when the opportunity was there a couple of different times, it was 2 center backs that took out the garbage, handled their business, and you get to start the 2019 season with 3 points.
But what it also shows you is that goals can come from anywhere from this team. We're gonna see the goals from Will Kidd. We're gonna see the goals from Oliver. We're gonna see them from Whitney Brown. But to get 2 goals from your center backs just shows that it's going to be hard to stop if we're seeing that happen.
Sold out Crows fan base in attendance here at Edor Nelson. Massive, raucous round of applause from the Crows faithful. Again, 2-1 the final here. Dakota Fusion, 0-1 in the season, and the first victory in the first match for Minneapolis City SC. And where are you guys headed next week? Oh, that's right. You're
home.
Right here.
We're at home. First 4 games of the year, I believe, are all
First 4
home.
games are here at Edor Nelson. I don't know what you had to do to call up the league.
I had to give away 4 away games to end the season. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, you better start fast. That's why this game matters. Playing games that count, finally. Minneapolis City kicking off the 2019 season campaign. They do so with a 2-1 bang, a 2-1 W on their home turf. Dakota Fusion get back on the giant green bus. Emra Beljulji already on it because he was gifted a red card late in this one, playing with 10 men. Dakota Fusion lose 2-1. Big thanks to the companies that matter. A lot of companies matter, but these companies matter because they're significant supporters of Minneapolis City SC, the program, the club, and what we saw on the field tonight. Ride with 2 eyes. Download the app. We love Ride. We love Twin Cities Orthopedics. TCO, big part of the agenda and the equation here with Minneapolis City. Summit Brewery, I've said it before, it's my favorite beer. So God bless Summit. Summit Brewery rocks. And then Palmer's Bar, where Charlie Adams, a number of the Crows team, John Bisworm, Nate, Tyler, everybody is going to be. Palmer's Bar on the West Bank. Bring your membership card, buck off your first summit, I believe, and enjoy the times of 3 points in Minneapolis City SC. So for John Bisworm, I'm Eric Nordquist. Thank you so much for joining us via the stream and enjoying, soaking in the first match of the season for Minneapolis City SC. Get to MPLSCitySC.com for all the merchandise, all the info, at MPLS City SC on Twitter. Go get it. Have a great Saturday night.
And you got hoofed.
OMG, is it Friday yet? I just can't wait. Join Minneapolis City for our next home game, Friday, May 17th, as we welcome Lacrosse Eris to the Melon. City will be looking to grab another 3 important points at home and avenge last year's late season draw. Visit MPLSCitySC.com